Are you ready? And if you're not tapping, keep tapping. And if you're new to the room, drop a heart me, please. I really appreciate them. So, in the infinity of life where I am, all is perfect, whole and complete. But the past has no power over me because I am willing to learn and to change. I see the past as necessary to bring me to where I am today. I am willing to begin where I am right now, to clean the rooms of my mental house. I know it does not matter where I start, so I now begin with the smallest and the easiest rooms. And in that way, I will see results quickly. I am thrilled to be in the middle of this adventure, for I know I will never go through this particular experience again. I am willing to set myself free. All is well in my world. Hi, Hannah. Thank you for the heart, me love. Do appreciate it. So, chapter 4. And chapter 4 is called Is It True? So, it says at the beginning of here, truth is the unchangeable part of me. Now, a lot of people say there's your truth, there's my truth, and there's other people's truths. And there is some truth in that. And the reason I say that is because we know what our truths are. And our truths are quite unchangeable often. But if our truth is actually a belief rather than a truth, then that's where they will differ from other people. So the question is it true or real has two answers, yes and no. It's true if you believe it to be true. It's not true if you believe it isn't true. The glass is both half full and half empty, depending on how you look at it. There are literally billions of thoughts that we can choose to think. Most of us choose to think the same kind of thoughts our parents used to think. But we don't have to continue to do this. There's no written law that says that we can only think in one way. Whatever I choose to believe becomes true for me. Whatever you choose to believe becomes true for you. Thanks, Pinky. Our thoughts can be totally different, and our lives and experiences are totally different. So we're going to examine our thoughts right now, because whatever we believe becomes true for us. So if you have a sudden financial disaster, then on some level you may believe you are unworthy of being comfortable with money. Thank you for the popular vote. Or you believe in burdens and debt. Or if you believe that nothing good ever lasts, maybe you believe that life is out to get you. Or, as I hear so often, I just can't win. If you seem unable to attract a relationship, you may believe nobody loves me, or I am unlovable. Perhaps you fear being dominated as your mother was, or maybe you think people just hurt me. If you have poor health, you may believe that illness runs in our family, or that you're a victim of the weather. Thank you for the popular vote. Or perhaps it's, I was born to suffer. Oh, that's a belief that some people have. Or it's just one thing after another. Oh, Pinky, thank you for the popular vote. Or you may have a different belief. Perhaps you're not even aware of your belief. Most people really aren't. They just see the outer circumstances as being the way the cookie crumbles, until someone can show you the connection between the outer experiences and the inner thoughts. You remain a victim in life. Thank you for the flowers. So, problem. You have a financial disaster. Belief. I'm not worthy of having money. Problem. No friends. Belief. Nobody loves me. Thank you for the flowers, Pinky. They're so cute. Problems with work. I'm not good enough. If you're always pleasing others, I never get my own way. Love you too, Pinky. So whatever the problem is, it comes from a thought pattern, and thought patterns can be changed. This might help you actually, Fatima, on a different level to the pendulum. It may feel true. It may seem true. All these problems we're wrestling with and juggling in our lives. However, no matter how difficult an issue that we're dealing with, it's only an outer result or the effect of an inner thought pattern. If you don't know what thoughts are creating your problems, you're in the right place now, because this book is designed to help you find out. Look at the problems in your life and ask yourself, what kind of thoughts am I having that creates this? If you allow yourself to sit quietly and ask this question, your inner intelligence will show you the answer. Now, I do this very often. If I'm having a recurring problem in my life, I will often sit and think what's behind that. Hi, Leela. Thanks for the heart, me darling. So, for instance, last year, I had a few problems with a few women on this app. And also I'd had a few problems with a few women in my life as in general. And then things kept happening where women were letting me down. And I just felt like women were annoying. Like I just felt like women were the problem. And so I actually had some reflection. I reflected on this and I said, so why is it that I'm getting problems from women to me? Why am I having that? Why is it happening to me? But not in a why me thing, but why is this happening to me? So what problems do I have with women? So then I thought, because I've been bullied in my life by women, never by men, it's them, not you. Well, yes, in some respects. In what they were saying, yes. But if it comes a lot, if it's a recurring problem, then reflect on it. So I thought, well, I've been bullied a lot by women in the past. So immediately when I meet a new woman, there's an immediate, in my head, I'm thinking, right, when are you going to slip up? That's what I'm thinking. So I thought, well, that's not going to help. That's not going to help on the trusting women front. So then I thought, well, how many women do I have in my life that I do trust? And I thought, well, there's my friend Michelle. She's been in my life forever. For 8 years. And I trust her with my life. There's my friend Remy, Miss Remy on here. I've known Remy for 3 years. Trust Remy with my life. There's my friend Eleanor, who's actually my best friend, one of my oldest friend Andy from university. It's his wife. But I absolutely love Eleanor to bits. I've been on the phone with her today because as soon as she heard about my mum, I had a chat with Andy and then I had a chat with Eleanor and both supported me. So I was like, no, I have 3 really great women. And then I thought, I've got my friend Sarah. My friend Sarah actually took me on holiday twice last year. I didn't pay for the holiday. I paid for the flight on the second one. But I didn't pay for the apartment and I didn't pay for anything on the first holiday. She paid for it all. So that's a good friend, right? It's a good friend who's a woman. But I'd had all these stuff in the past, so I just kept side-eyeing women all the time. So when these reoccurrences keep happening, you have to look within. And I thought, right, so I need to do that. I need to sort this out. I need to sort this problem out that I have around women. So I've done a lot of work on loving women and inviting fantastic women in my life. Leela's been in my life for a year, well, nearly a year now, I think Leela's been in my life, been my mod, and she's amazing. And then look what happens. I come back on here after I've done all the work and I find... I knew Pinky before, but Pinky never came in my room. And now Pinky's part of my life. Jojo's here. There's a lady called Raylene who does trauma poetry. She comes in sometimes. Kenzino's mum is amazing. So there's a lot of amazing women now that I'm realising and inviting in my life, where before that I was side-eyeing. Side-eyeing everyone. Whereas now, I don't. Because if people want to participate, they'll participate. If they don't have to. But it's nothing to do with me. That's where it's nothing to do with me. Does that make sense? So if somebody's got a problem with me, it's their problem. If that problem keeps returning, that's where you go inside and you look at that and you see how you can change it. Thanks, Pinky. Oh, same. Absolutely love your daily motivational things. Jojo, I need to get you in the Discord. I totally forgot. It's been an odd few days, Jojo. So, let's look into this. You don't have to attend every argument you're invited to. Absolutely. So, it's only a belief you learned as a child. So, some of the things we believe are positive and nourishing. These thoughts serve as well all of our lives, such as, look both ways before you cross the street. That's a helpful belief to have, isn't it? Other thoughts are very useful in the beginning, but as we grow older, they're no longer appropriate. So don't trust strangers might be good advice for a small child, but for an adult to continue this belief will only create isolation and loneliness. It's a little bit like me not trusting women that I've just told you about. Creates isolation and loneliness. So, why do we so seldom sit down and ask ourselves, is that really true? Because I know I've met a load of strangers recently, people who I've known on the internet for a long time, but I've not met face to face. When I went Friday, when you saw me in the hotel Friday, I was going to Thursday night. I was going to an event on Friday, and the lady that was leading it, I never met her in person. I'd only ever known her online. I'd been on her podcast. She's a lovely lady, Kate Whiteley. Here she is. Hi. How come you came in the comments right at this moment? I never met her. And then we met and we had the bestest of hugs on Friday. Now, had I have not done the work, I think you are psychic, Kate. That's amazing. I feel like crying. And if I'd have not done the work, would I have gone all the way down there and looked forward to a hug from Kate? That was a freaky coincidence, Leela. Absolutely. Oh, I love this. And this is the thing. When we start working on ourselves, these things start to happen. We talk about this, bringing things on, manifesting stuff. What you project out comes back to you. Oh my God, we had the best hugs, Kate. The best hugs. I loved hugs. I loved hugs with you. And so this is what happens. Amazing people that you've known on live, you meet them in person and they're amazing. And honestly, we didn't take any photos, and I came away and I was like, I'm really upset that I've not got a photo with Kate. So we need to meet up soon so that we can have another photo. So we can actually have a proper photo. So when you say to your kids, don't trust strangers, be aware of how that may manifest in their adult life. Because if you're now not trusting strangers now, if I was to not have trusted strangers in my adult life, would I have gone and met Kate? And and everybody in her room, other than one lady I'd not met before. I didn't even know him online. I'd seen Desislava Dabrowski, and I love her photos, but I just thought she was this big wig person. She's just normal. She's lovely. And But she's just, I had to say to her, Kate, on Friday, you have the best photographer and wear the best outfits for your brand photos ever. So, but I didn't know anyone. I didn't know anyone personally. Now, did I sit in that room absolutely peeing my pants because I was terrified? No, because I trust strangers. But if I have an immediate distrust of strangers, how do you think that projects onto someone else? Right? So we need to think about that. We need to think about that. So a better question to ask is this true for me now? Because where did that belief originally come from? Do you still believe it because the teacher told you over and over again you're not good enough? Or would you be better off if you dropped that belief and said, no, I am bloody good enough, thank you very much, and actually start standing in that and believing it and doing it every day till you do? Wouldn't that be better? Because beliefs like boys don't cry, girls don't climb trees. I used to love climbing trees. My dad cries and I love it when he cries. He's an emotional little soul, bless him. And it's lovely, but we both cry at the same things. If there's a nice singer on telly, me and my dad will both be crying. That was lovely. And these are the problems when we say to boys don't cry. This is why we have so many mental health issues with men. In primary school in Poland, my teacher said I'm stupid. So do you still think you're stupid? Because if that's what you still think, let it go. It's not serving you, is it? You were a tomboy. I was a tomboy as well, to be honest. I cut my hair short when I was 13. Yeah, boys have feelings too, absolutely. But many boys don't know how to let their feelings out because they've been told, boys don't cry. Hey, Kylie. Hello, my love. You okay? I've actually travelled all the way around the world because my mum gave me the best advice ever. She said, when you go outside, always walk as if you're confident. Even if you don't feel confident inside, walk as if you're confident, hold your head up high, get your shoulders back and out, and stride like you know what you're doing. And I've done that and travelled all the way around the world and never had anything happen because I don't think anything's going to happen. I say to myself, what's the worst that can happen if I do take a risk or I don't take a risk? That's a great, yeah, what's the worst that can happen if that's the worst? But also, what's the best that can happen? That's a great question too. I'm good, Kylie, thank you, Flower. Oh, where have my comments gone? There you are. Swagger, baby. I've just liked the live. All I was doing was scrolling. You go online and meet fab people. Exactly. You can travel around the world and meet people. You can go online and meet fab people. And you follow your gut. We've talked about following your gut before. You follow your gut so that you disappear from the people that aren't right for you. Are you going to Poland in June? Wow, that's amazing. Today's live, we're reading this book, You Can Heal Your Life. And we're on chapter 4, which is called, Is It True? And if you did want to catch up, then all the previous ones are on YouTube. And if you're all right with carrying on where we are now, because we're talking about beliefs and is it true? Beliefs are a good thing to unravel sometimes. So even without all the stuff before, you know, Kylie, that you'll always get some good stuff from being in here. Don't you, love? So let's have a look. So, oh, you seen your dad? Ah, that's nice. Oh, that's really lovely. Hey, Remy. Now you've got this profile picture, it completely throws me. Thank you for the heart, me darling. Kate's in here, Rem. Kate's in here. So, Do I still right? So better questions to ask are: is it true for me now? So is it true for you now? If you've got a really rubbish belief, if we were taught as a child that the world is a frightening place, then everything that we hear that fits that belief will accept it as true. And the same is true for don't trust strangers. Don't go out at night, or people cheat on you. If you've been told that and you carry on to believe it, then those things are always going to happen in your life. Oh, good choice. If you've not reposted this, repost it now, please. That'd be lovely. In fact, let's pull a little treasure box up. Send. Right, so if you've never sent a heart me before, or you've not got enough coins, go into this top here, above where the share bit is. There. Tap on the treasure box, and when it opens, you might get some coins. Eee. So, okay. Now, if, on the other hand, we were taught early in life that the world is a safe place, then we would hold that belief. And we could easily accept that love is everywhere. I believe that love is everywhere. I believe that people are friendly, and I always have what I need. The thing is being aware enough to know where not to go, when those things butt against these beliefs that you've been told in your earlier years, then if you carry on staying there, you're going to stay in the nonsense, aren't you? Thank you for the heart me, Kylie. Thank you for the heart me, Jojo. So you need to think about where you go, what you're thinking, what you're doing, where you're going, what beliefs you want to change. Wild animals that don't fear humans. Yeah, absolutely. And actually, if you don't fear the wild animals, they're not going to attack you, are they? I mean, if you go towards them and start saying, hello, little deer, or, all that nonsense, then maybe you'll get a quick back kick. Thank you for the butterfly, Leela. I love a little butterfly. But if you just carry on and walk past the deer and keep out of the way, it's not going to harm you, is it? Yeah, don't pet it. You don't need to pet something. But again, this is probably why I love dogs, and all dogs come to me and are like, yay, we'll be your friend. Because I just like, yeah, whatever. So if you were taught as a child, it's all my fault, then you'll probably always walk around feeling guilty, no matter what happens. Your beliefs will turn you into someone who's always saying, I'm sorry. Are you a person that says I'm sorry a lot? Where did that come from? What are you feeling guilty about? And is there really a need to say sorry? I trust the humans that animals trust. Yeah. Most of the time it's right. Oh, bless you, darling. Love you, Kate. I'm going to give you a call in the next couple of days once I've got my head around mothership not being good. So I'll speak to you soon, darling. Love you. So if you learn to believe as a child, I don't count, then this belief will always keep you at the end of the line, wherever you are. What about childhood experiences of not getting cake? Now, this is going to be in a story later on in the book. But sometimes you'll feel invisible when others fail to notice you. Thank you for the heart, me bee. Does your childhood circumstances teach you to believe nobody loves me? Hi. Then you're going to be lonely if you think that. So even when you bring a friend or relationship in your life, it ends up being short-lived. So be aware of that. Did your family teach you that there is not enough? And then I'm sure you'll often feel though the cupboard is bare, or you'll find you just get by, or you're always in debt. Is that something that troubles you? Is this something that goes all the way through your life? So remember, I'm reading a book. So this is not my client. Thank you for the bracelet. I think the treasure box is open, guys, if you want to get your coins. Thank you for the popular vote. Yay! Jojo, awesome. I had a client who'd been brought up in a household where they believed that everything was wrong and could only get worse. His main joy in life was playing tennis. Then he hurt his knee. He went to every doctor that he could find, and this knee only just got worse. Finally, he couldn't play at all. Why do you think that happened? Another person had been brought up as a preacher's son, and as a child he was taught that everybody else came first. The preacher's family always came last. Today he's wonderful at helping his clients get the best deal, but he's the one that's usually in debt. With a little pocket money, his belief still makes him the last in line. So if you believe it, it seems true, and it can work in both ways. How often, and I know that there's some of you in this room who have said that because you've said it while you've been in this room, but how often have you said, well, that's the way I am? Put a yes in the comments if at some point you have said, well, that's just the way I am. Admit it, be honest. Yep, says Kazia. Yes, says Jojo. Yep, definitely thought it, says Leela. See, I know. Honest to the max. There you go. What about this one? That's just the way it is. Who said that one? Put a yes in the comments if you've said, that's just the way it is. Be honest. Yep, yep. There's even an advert now where it says, that's just the way it is. In the advert. It's mad, isn't it? Now, those specific words are really saying that that's what we believe to be true for us. Usually what we believe is only someone else's opinion. I do, but then again, deep down, I refuse to accept it is as it is. Yes, so stop saying it, because it'll keep being it is as it is while you keep kind of refusing to accept it. So usually what we believe is only someone else's opinion that we've incorporated into our belief systems. No doubt it fits right in with all the other things that we believe. Are you one of those people that gets up in the morning and sees that it's raining and says, oh, this is going to be a lousy day? I used to be that person until I realised that it's not a lousy day. It's only a wet day. And if we wear the appropriate clothing, change our attitude a little bit, we can have a lot of rainy day fun. If it is really our belief that rainy days are lousy days, then we'll always greet rain with a sinking heart. We'll fight the day rather than flow with what is happening in the moment. True, says Kazia. If we want a joyous life, we must think joyous thoughts. If we want a prosperous life, we must think prosperous thoughts. If we want a loving life, we must think loving thoughts. Whatever we send out mentally or verbally will come back to us in like form. Defo a person with European hair who wrote that about the rain. She was blonde. Yes, Leela, she was blonde. But she wasn't European. Definitely a blonde. Next bit. Each moment is a new beginning. I repeat, the point of power is always in the present moment. You are never stuck. This is where the changes take place, right here and right now, in our own minds. It doesn't matter how long that we've had a negative pattern or an illness or a poor relationship or a lack of finances or self-hatred. We can begin to make a shift today. Your problem no longer needs to be the truth for you. You can now fade back to nothingness from whence it came. You can do it. So whatever that problem is, fade it away. Watch it as it drifts off into the distance. Remember, you are the only person who thinks in your mind. Have you ever thought that before? That you're the only person that thinks in your mind? That was a revelation to me. I was like, oh yeah, nobody else is in my mind, are they? Nobody else thinks the same things that I do in my mind, only me. So because you're the only person who thinks in your mind, you're the power and authority in your world. You're the power and authority in your world. How about that? Your thoughts, it is quite significant. So your thoughts and belief of the past have created this moment and all the moments up to this moment. What you are now choosing to believe and think and say will create the next moment and the next day and the next month and the next year. So I'm going to repeat that line. What you're choosing to believe right now and think and say right now creates the next moment and the next moment and the next day and the next week and the next month and the next year. Whatever you're thinking of in the now can change. So what could you think of now that will make those next moments different to what you would have thought had you have not heard this little section that we've just read? I love it. So, oh, Jojo, you've just missed a massive bit. You're going to win the lottery. Yes. What you can do though, Kylie, is say money comes into me easily. Money comes into me easily. And say things like that, because then that changes any other negative stuff that happens with money. Yes, you darling, I can give you the most marvellous advice coming from my years of experience, yet you can continue to choose to think the same old thoughts. You can refuse to change and keep all of your problems if you wish. I'm thinking my life going to be better than it was and that I'm good enough and that I'm going to be loved. Good. Excellent. And there's things that you can do in your life to improve that as well. So rather than just playing your music, you can have a little thing on your screen that says, like, share and send me a heart me or whatever. And that'll get more people sending heart me's. Every so often, you can actually turn your music down and say, you know, if you've just come into my room, send me a heart me. You go into a lot of other DJs' rooms and you sit in their boxes. So why not open boxes and have people sit in your room? Because then not only do you interact with the people that are in those boxes, then they'll also get coins and your coins will go up as well because they're in your box. So these are things to be aware of. So yes, you will be better. I've not seen you have boxes before. So remember, you are the power in your world. You get to have whatever you choose to think. Because remember, you're the only person who thinks in your mind. You are the power and authority in your world. So this moment begins the new process. Each moment is a new beginning. This moment is a new beginning for you right here, right now. And isn't that good to know? The moment is the point of power. This moment is where the change begins. This moment is where the change begins. So is it true? Stop for a moment and catch your thoughts. What are you thinking about right now? I did have boxes, but the setting from the PC is off and on. Okay. So if it's true that whatever thoughts shape your life, would you want whatever you were thinking just then, right now, to become true? So if that thought is worry, if that thought is anger or hurt or revenge or fear, how do you think this thought will come back to you? Always think, if I'm thinking this thought now, how will it come back to me? It's not always easy to catch your own thoughts because they move very swiftly from moment to moment. However, we can begin right now to watch and listen to what we say. So if you hear yourself expressing negative words of any sort, stop mid-sentence. Either rephrase a sentence or just drop it. You could even say to it, out. Or I like to do a Lady Macbeth and say, out, damn spot. Rephrase that sentence. Say out. Imagine yourself in a line at a cafeteria or even at a buffet in a luxurious hotel where instead of dishes of food, there are dishes of thoughts. You get to choose any and all the thoughts that you wish. These thoughts will create your future experiences. Now, if you choose thoughts that will create problems and pain, that's rather foolish, isn't it? It's like choosing food that will always make you ill. I do that sometimes. We may do this once or twice, but as we soon learn which foods upset our bodies, we stay away from them. This is why I don't eat pizza anymore. It's bad for my body. And it's the same with thoughts. So let us stay away from thoughts that create problems and pain. One of the early teachers of Louise L Hay was Dr. Raymond Charles Barker, and he would repeatedly say, when there is a problem, there is not something to do, there is something to know. Ooh. Oh, that's pertinent for me today. When there is a problem, there is not something to do, there is something to know. Because we have to make a lot of decisions at the moment about my mum. So that one, wow. And I've read this book at least once a year. At least 10 times. Probably not once a year. I just go around thinking, who hurt you? So when there's a problem, there's not something to do, there's something to know. So ask yourself, what is there to know? What do I need to know? Because our minds create our future. Thank you for the heart, me giant leaps. Our minds create our future. When we have something in our present that is undesirable, then we must use our minds to change the situation. And we can begin to change it this very second. It is my deep desire that the topic, how your thoughts work, would be the very first subject taught in schools. I've never understood the importance of having children memorise battle dates and things like that. It seems like such a waste of mental energy. Instead, teach them important subjects such as how the mind works. Thank you for the butterfly. How to handle finances. How to invest money for financial security. How to be a parent. How to create good relationships. And how to create and maintain self-esteem and self-worth. Can you imagine what a whole generation of adults would be like if they'd been taught these subjects in school along with their regular curriculum? Think how these truths would manifest. What would it be like for you if you'd have been taught these things when you were at school? Would you be different now? We'd probably have happier people who feel good about themselves instead of thinking that they're not good enough all the time. We'd have people who are comfortable financially, who'd enrich the economy by investing their money wisely. We'd have people who would have good relationships with everyone. We wouldn't have as many wars. We wouldn't have as many intersectional riots that we do. We'd have really great parents who then go on to create another generation of children who feel good about themselves. Yet within all of this, each person would remain an individual expressing his or her own creativity. So there's no time to waste. Let's continue with our work. So this is the affirmation for this week. In the infinity of life where I am, all is perfect, whole and complete. I no longer choose to believe in old limitations and lack. I now choose to begin to see myself as the universe sees me, perfect, whole and complete. The truth of my being is that I was created perfect, whole and complete. I will always be perfect, whole and complete. And I now choose to live my life from this understanding. I am in the right place, at the right time, doing the right thing, and all is well in my world. So, what did you think of this week? All being about your truth. And is it the truth? And what you're thinking right here, right now, in this moment is creating the next moment and tomorrow and the week and the month and the year ahead. So if what is going on in your head right now isn't serving you, can we change it? What was the line that we liked, Leela? What was that line that hit? Let me read that line. You are the only person who thinks in your mind. You are the power and authority in your world. Hi, Zoe. I mean, how about that? So I want you to remember that. I'll upload this onto YouTube tomorrow. Might be Thursday, actually, thinking of tomorrow, because I'm training tomorrow afternoon. I need to finish painting in the morning, and then I'm going to the hospital at night time. You have to refuse to let others infiltrate your thinking. Take the try out of that sentence, Leela, and read it without the try. And just tell me whether it feels better. Most of it for me is anxiety and panic attacks every second day. Okay, so what about if you started your day saying, today I'm going to have an amazing day and I'm going to get through it all really confidently and brilliantly. And start saying that to yourself every day. There are other things I can do with you around anxiety though, Kazia. Definitely. And I'll put in the sub-only area the photograph of the affirmation. And if I have the right time, if I have enough time, I'll cut the clip out of the affirmation so that you can listen to that. Today I choose to look for the light. Yes, definitely. You're right, and thank you. You're very welcome, Kazia. Always look for the light. Look for the good in everything. Look for the light in everything. Because there is a solution to most things. I see birds, bees and dandelions. Fantastic. And because you see those things, you probably see them more than anybody else does who isn't noticing them. This is why I like getting my feet in the ground and stay grounded. It's so nice. So I'm going to have an early night tonight. I'm not going to finish. I'm not going to stay on till 10 because it's been a rather long day. We're at the hospital for 4 hours. And I want to get off and I want to have a chat with Dad to see what other solutions we can think of coming up with for Mum coming home, if she comes home. She might not come home, but I'm putting that out there, aren't I? She may come home. I think she'll come home. She'll be fine. See, even me, I say things and I think, oh no, don't put that out there. Out. Cancel. Wish your mum the best, hon. Love and hugs and kisses. Thank you, darling. Night, Leela. Night, Jojo. Thank you ever so much for coming in here, guys, and thank you for joining me. I do appreciate it. And please share this out so that anybody in future can join in the rest of it. Oh, thank you for the hand heart, Jojo. I really do appreciate that. It's lovely. Have a lovely night's sleep. Thanks, Pinky. You've got your own bloody stuff going on. So no. Stay in your lane. Take care of you. Lots of love. And I'll see you later on in the week. Bye.